Picture this. You just walked into a crowded room. The stakes are high, it's a sea of unfamiliar faces, and you are about to meet someone for the very first time. Honestly, before you've even shaken hands, your brain is already working in absolute overdrive. Welcome to this explainer. Today we're going to break down exactly how you can analyze someone in the very first 60 seconds of meeting them. And more importantly, how to do it without falling into the trap of jumping to totally false conclusions.
Right. So, have you ever met someone and instantly thought to yourself, wow, they seem really confident? Or on the flip side, you know what? Something just feels a little off here. The wild part about this is that your brain actually made those judgments before you even realize what was happening. Psychologists have found that our brains form first impressions with literal lightning speed. Now, sometimes those rapid-fire instincts are surprisingly spot on, but other times, they are completely 100% wrong.
So this brings up a really fascinating question. How do professional negotiators or expert interviewers and top-tier psychologists figure people out so incredibly fast? I mean, do they have some kind of secret ability to read minds? No way. There's absolutely no magic here. The reality is, they simply know exactly what to observe, and honestly, just as importantly, they know exactly what not to assume. Okay, let's dive right into this automatic response. When you walk into that room full of strangers, your brain instantly starts firing off a specific set of questions. Things like, is this person friendly? Can I trust them? Are they confident? And you're never consciously asking yourself these things. It just happens, and it's all because of our evolutionary biology. We literally evolved in environments where quickly assessing an unfamiliar person was a life or death matter of survival. And even though our modern life looks absolutely nothing like our ancestors' world, we are still making these rapid, survival-based judgments every single day. But here is exactly where we need to upgrade our thinking. Quick judgments? They're only a starting point, definitely not the final answer. You should really think of them as just a first draft. See, the smartest, most experienced observers, they never stop at that first draft. Instead, they actively pause, they hold their assumptions really lightly, and they gather more evidence before deciding what someone is really like. Section 1. Searching for behavioral consistency.
So imagine you've got a coworker sitting right across from you. They look you dead in the eye and say, "I'm really excited to be here." But their voice is just completely flat, their shoulders are slumped forward, and they're totally avoiding any actual participation in the meeting, right? Their words are saying one thing, but their physical behavior is screaming a total mismatch.
Now, in that moment, you might be super tempted to instantly conclude that this coworker is just straight up lying to you. But a single mismatch behavior doesn't automatically mean deceit. I mean, maybe they're just incredibly burnt out from a terrible morning commute, or maybe they are just intensely nervous about a big presentation they have to give later that afternoon. So the really crucial takeaway here is this: never judge a single behavior completely by itself. You've got to look for patterns. What you're really looking for is consistency across their face, their voice, and their actions.
Section 2. Decoding body language clusters.
Okay, we really need to clear up some major misconceptions here because Hollywood has seriously steered us wrong on this one. I mean, we've all seen the movie tropes, right? If someone crosses their arms, oh, they're defensive. If they look away, well, they must be lying. If they touch their face, they're definitely hiding guilt. But real psychology is not a cheesy detective movie. It's just not that simple. A person might cross their arms literally just because the air conditioning is cranked up and they're freezing, or they might avoid eye contact just because they're a naturally shy person.
If you want to accurately read someone, you have to use the correct methodology. Instead of treating one single isolated gesture as absolute proof, you really have to watch for clusters of behavior. That means you're observing their posture, their movement, facial expression, speaking rhythm, and their overall comfort level all together over a period of time. Seeing all these varied behaviors operating in harmony or in total conflict is what actually gives you the true context of the whole situation.
Section 3. Listening and revealing character. Once you've analyzed those physical clusters, great observers know they need to ask thoughtful questions and truly actually listen to the answers. You really want to pay close attention to what a person naturally drifts toward when they speak. Like, do they constantly steer the conversation right back to their own achievements and their own accolades? Or do they tend to focus more on relationships and the people around them? Maybe they talk constantly about learning new things. Or on the flip side, perhaps they only ever focus on problems and complaints. Oh, and also, do they stay on topic or are they constantly interrupting you? Noticing these little tendencies really helps you piece together what truly matters to them and what their real priorities are. But hey, if you really, truly want to know who someone is at their core, here is the absolute ultimate question you need to ask yourself.
How do they treat restaurant staff? Think about this for a second. How does this person act when they're dealing with someone who is simply providing a service? Someone who seemingly can offer them absolutely nothing in terms of status or career advancement.
The way a person interacts in those specific moments provides the absolute strongest evidence of their character. You want to watch for these clues: patience, respect, and kindness. How do they react when a waiter makes a tiny little mistake with their order? Do they just brush it off with a warm smile, or do they immediately snap? Because character almost always appears most clearly when the person thinks nobody important is actually watching.
Section 4. Avoiding common mental shortcuts.
So, as the meeting wraps up and you start to reflect on the encounter, you've really got to be careful of your brain's lazy little shortcuts. Let's look at two massive biases. First up, the halo effect. This happens when someone is really attractive or, just sharply dressed, and our brain automatically goes, oh, they must also be incredibly intelligent and totally trustworthy. It's a pretty dangerous leap. Next is confirmation bias. This one is when you form a rabid first opinion, and from that exact second on, you only notice facts that support your initial judgment, completely ignoring literally anything that proves you wrong. The absolute best observers out there, they actively challenge their 60-second judgments instead of just instinctively defending them. Now, I definitely want to reassure you here. The goal of this explainer is absolutely not to turn you into someone who just harshly judges everyone you meet. Not at all. The goal is simply to notice more. I mean, look, we all have highly stressful days. We all have awkward conversations and moments where we just act a little weird. One clumsy moment rarely ever defines an entire person. So, let's pack your bags with some actionable steps for your very next interpersonal encounter. Here's your observation toolkit. Step 1. Observe before concluding. Just take a deep breath and actually watch. Step 2, ask thoughtful questions before you jump in and make any assumptions. And step 3, always look for patterns rather than hyper-focusing on isolated, random moments.
Honestly, it all comes down to this core realization. Real psychology isn't about reading minds. It's about understanding people with curiosity, patience, and evidence. The people who seem like they have some magical gift for reading others, they aren't guessing. They are just paying very, very close attention to the evidence right in front of them. It definitely takes patience, but I promise you, the payoff in how you understand the world around you is immense.
So, I'm going to leave you with this final provocative thought. The next time you shake hands with a total stranger, try to drop the urge to figure them out instantly. Instead, ask yourself this: what can I observe right now, and what do I still need to learn about this person? Applying that simple mindset shift will help you avoid countless misunderstandings, and it's going to empower you to build vastly stronger, way more authentic relationships. Until next time, keep observing.